Hi there, welcome back to JD Answers. Today I have the Arpha E22 rear view mirror menu. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over all the menus, all the settings, and I'm even going to show you how to play back videos. All right, so let me start this vehicle up. Now this dash cam is a touch screen. So you touch the screen, there's this menu that comes up. And we're going to go over all those in just a minute. But let's go over what's on the screen itself. Now on the left side of the screen, when you touch the screen, you see these arrows come up and down. So you could touch on them and you could adjust the mirror. There you go. You can see the camera settings and that's where it goes. You don't have to physically do anything to this rear view mirror. All you got to do is just do this right here. Now to adjust the brightness, just touch in the middle here and you see that line come up. And you could move on it. Let's get back up. And you could move on it to go darker. Or you could move it to the right to get brighter. All right, the next thing we could do is toggle between screens by simply moving your finger from left to right. And right here is the front camera, side-by-side camera, and the rear camera. And that's pretty much where we want it at. Now let's get into our menu and you see all these icons here. Now let's start with the one on the left and this is your picture. This is one you could take a photo with. So let's go ahead and do that. You saw the icon on top. There it is again. So we're taking 2 photos with this. The next one on the left is your lock screen. The emergency lock is if you see an incident happening, not to you, but you see an accident happening in front of you, all you got to do is just touch the touch screen to get the menu up and then hit this button. So when you press that lock icon, another icon comes on top. And this is representing that the current video is locked. Once it reaches loop recording time, I think this one might be set to 5 minutes, the icon will disappear and you go into regular recording. All right, the next one is your microphone. Now this represents that the microphone is on inside the vehicle. If you want to turn it off, where you don't want to record any audio inside the vehicle, you click on the icon and a red line goes through there. So this is indicating that the audio inside the vehicle is off. I personally like the audio on in case of an accident. I have all the audio if anybody comes close to my windows. The next one to the right is your stop button or record button. And you can see right now that the time is at 7-8 seconds. So if I press on that, the red dot disappears and the counter disappears. So what I did is I turned off the recording. Now to turn it back on, just press the red button again and the recording has started. The next one on your right is your Wi-Fi. And you can see those 3 icons turning on. That's representing that the Wi-Fi is turning on. I turned off the Wi-Fi to show you something. So I'm going to turn it back on. And I want you to pay attention over here. Because this is where the information for the Wi-Fi will come on. It has your Wi-Fi information, where to log into, and there's a password. And if you can see it, it's a generic password of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next one to your right is your playback button to review all your files. Now, if we press on it, there's going to be an error. It says you pretty much need to turn off the Wi-Fi. So let's turn off the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is off. The information on the right went away. And there's a line going through the icon. Now we could go ahead and click on the icon for the videos. And here you have all the videos that you have. But we'll get to this later. We're going to hit the back arrow key. And the next one to the right is our settings. So we're going to go through the settings and then we'll go back to the playback. So we click on the settings. You have 3 menus: General, Video Settings, and System. The first setting we have is Parking Monitor. If you have a HARDWIRE kit, you could go ahead and select it and then you could turn it on. I don't have a HARDWIRE kit installed at the moment. If you need to know how to install a HARDWIRE kit, I'll put a link in the description down below. And if you need to know what a HARDWIRE kit is, again, in the description, I'll have a link for that video as well. I don't have a HARDWIRE kit, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that and click off and go to the next one, which is Video Step. We're going to click on that one and we're going to click on, and you could turn this off or on. So what this does, it puts information on your video footage. It will put the Arpha logo on there and it'll also put the time and date on your footage. I'm going to leave it on so I can have that information. Next one is date and time. We could click on that one. And here you could change your date and the time. And right now you see yellow is highlighted under 2024. If you need to change this, you could just scroll up or down for it. So I'm going to leave it on 2024. I'll go one more up. Next one is your month, which we are April. We are the 4th. And the time right now is 12:37. Well, right now it's actually 12:38. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the 37. So next I could do is move it up one to change the date, the time one up. Whoop. Now that I got everything right, we're going to hit OK. And we're done. Now the next one is your time zone settings. And you could change this whatever you want. You want to click on there and you could click the time zone that you need. I'm going to click that one. And let me see if we could go up more. Yeah, there's more menu. And the next one is your frequency. And you could change this if you like. I live in the US, so I have it on 60. If you don't live in the US, you might want to change it to 50. I'm going to click OK. Next one is your parking guidelines. We're going to click on that one. And we could turn these off and on. So if you connected your red wire to your reverse light, when you put your vehicle in reverse, the grid lines will come on. If you don't want that, you don't need it, you could just turn those off. I'm going to leave mine on. Next one down is your vertical flip rear camera, and then right now it's off. So let's go to that. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to the main screen, and you can see the video is right side up, and that vehicle is on my right side, and it actually is on my right side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on there, go back to your settings, move up, and we're going to turn this on now since it was off. We're going to click on the side, and you can see how the image is upside down. So that's what the reverse is. So what we're going to do is go back to settings, move it up, turn this off, go back, and there you go. The image is right side up. Let's get back into the settings. And we're done with the left side, and now we need the right side. So we go to the right is G sensor, and right now it's on medium. So for G sensor, you can set it low, medium, or high. And G sensor is if you're in an accident, the G sensor will automatically lock that current video and would not be overridden. What you're doing here is adjusting the sensitivity. So if you set yours on high, well, you'll get all the speed bumps, all the hard braking. All that information will be recorded by your G sensor because it's constantly being active. If you don't want those files, just keep it on low. Next one is your screensaver. And you could go off 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. Well, I'm going to use this rear view mirror as my rear view mirror so I can have it on all the time. If you don't want this, you just want to simply record, then you could set one of these. Well, I'm going to set mine on off. That way it's on all the time. Next one down is your beep sound. And the beep sound is this. And you hear those sounds. So we're going to click on that and we're going to turn it off. And now you don't hear anything. So I'm going to go back in there, click on there, and click back to medium. Next one down is your speed unit. We could click on that and you have kilometers per hour or miles per hour. I live in the US, so I'm going to select miles per hour. Let's scroll up to see if there's any more. And yes, we got format remind, and we're going to click on that. And you can set yours to 15 days, 30 days, or 60 days. Now, I like this because every month you have to format your SD card or 60 days. I like to format mine in 30 days. The reason I like this is because the G sensor is locking all these files and is taking room from your loop recording. So that's why you need to do this. Even though you have loop recording, you still need to format your micro SD card because it's constantly recording and deleting. For more information on loop recording and G sensor, I'll put a link in the description down below. This is value information for dashcam users. All right, I'm gonna leave it on 30. And next one is rear video mirror. We're gonna click on that one. You could turn this off or on. Now remember, we had that car on the right side, and there was a reason I set that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this off. We're going to click on the side to go back to the main screen. And you see that car now is actually on the left. Let me get that back here. And there's that car. It's on the left side. It's supposed to be on the right side. So let's go back in there. Settings. Move up. From off, we're going to turn it on. Go back. And it's back on the right side where it needs to be. So that's what it is. Go back into settings. And we're done with the general. Now we could get into the video settings. And here you could set your resolution. So we click on that. You have 2K in the front, 1080p in the back. Or you could set it for 1080p in the front and rear. Well, I'm going to keep mine at 2K. Next one down is your WDR technology, also known as wide dynamic range. You can set this off or on. My recommendation is keep it on, because what this does is balances all the low light and bright light to give you a good picture. So keep that on. Next one to the right is your loop recording. And you click on it, you got 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. Well, I like 5 minutes instead of 3. Because what this does is, if I'm looking through a 15-minute span, well, I'm only looking through 3 5-minute videos rather than 5 3-minute videos. So I'm going to leave it there and go to the next one, which time-lapse record is off. You can set this off or on. Now, to use this settings, you have to have a HARDWIRE kit installed. And again, I'll put a link in the description down below if you're not sure what a HARDWIRE kit is. If you do have a HARDWIRE kit and you select on, what it does is it'll record at 1 frames per second. So your videos, when you go back and review them, will be on a little fast forward, but you're still able to get details on there. This is just saving you room on your micro SD card. I don't have a HARDWIRE kit installed at the moment, so I'm going to turn this off. Now we're ready for the system settings. And here we have our language. Right now it's set to English. If you want to change that, you can at this time. I'm going to keep mine on English. Next one down is format. We're going to click on that one. And it's going to ask you if you want to delete everything. If you want to, you can select OK. But before you select OK, I just want you to know that it's going to erase everything. It's going to erase your loop recording and your locked videos. So if you need anything saved, make sure you download that file because it will be erased. I'm not going to do that this moment, so I'm going to hit cancel. Next one down is your version. We're going to click on that one and it'll give you the information where it's on right now. Now, when you connect to the app, it's actually going to update the version for you. So make sure you use that app and that way you could get that update. I'm going to click back. GPS information, if you have one installed, you'll have little color lines going up and down. I don't have one installed, so everything is flat. Going to click here to get out of there, and now you have reset settings. If you want to do this at this time, you can. I'm not going to do that. I'm fine where I'm at. I'm going to hit cancel. All right, now we're going to go to our playback videos. Okay, now we're ready to play back our videos. So we're going to select the icon. All right, now it gives you several choices. You got your emergency videos, normal, or photos. So we're going to go ahead and click on emergency, and it has front. So we're going to get all the front videos. And it has a play button and it has a status bar in the bottom. So let's click on the play button and you can see the status bar moving, and then you hear some voices. This is a second emergency lock video. This is a second one. So there you go. You can hear it there. But you see these other icons. You have a delete and an unlock, and you have the back arrow. Now this video right now is currently locked. So if you click that icon, the lock icon, you have several choices. You could lock the current, which is already locked, but we could go ahead and unlock the current. And there you go. You see how that icon is missing. But we click on there again. And then we go to the lock icon. You could go ahead and lock that current one back up, and there's the icon. Let's click the lock icon again, and you can lock them all or unlock them all. There's other choices you could do. All right, we're going to get out of there by simply clicking anywhere here. And of course, the back arrow is to go back to your main screen. So let's go to the rear emergency videos. And here's everything from behind that was going on as the front was recording too. This is a second emergency lock video. This is a second All right, so what we're going to do now is click the next one. And if you want to hit play, you could do that. It has the same features. So let's get out of there. Front normal videos. These are your loop recordings. Now you could scroll down to all these that it was recording all the way down. And you could select whichever one you want. And you can hit play. And a lot of these were short because I was just trying to get some loop recordings in there. Because I just installed this, so there's no videos on there. And you can see the status bar moving slowly. All right, so we're going to get out of there. And we're going to go to rear normal. And again, you can scroll down to whichever one you want. I'm going to click on this one. And we're going to hit. And you can hear a little of the voices what I was recording. And now we're back at the screen and you see this information here. All right, so we're going to get out of there. And now we could go back. I'm going to hit the back arrow key. And we go to photos. And again, you have your delete, lock the current one here if you want to. You could click on there, click the lock, and it'll lock the current or unlock it or lock them all, whichever one you want to do. If you don't, click anywhere and you could get out of there. And you go to the rear photos and there you go. Same thing there. All right, so that's how you play back your videos, how to delete them, how to lock or unlock them, and how to scroll through your videos. So let's get out of there. And now we're done with this screen here. So what I want to do next is show you all the icons that are on the screen and what they represent. In order to do that, I'm going to switch to the front camera, and that way you can see the icons better. And the first one on the top left is your recording. When you see the red dot and the counter, that's indicating that it is recording. Now to the right, you have 1 o'clock. Which is 1300 hours. Underneath that is the date. You could click on the screen and you get additional icons on the top. And right here, this is to adjust the brightness. These 2 arrows to move the screen up or down. Now the first icon over here is your parking monitoring. And you see there's a red X on there. That is indicating that the parking monitoring is off. Next one to the right is WDR. This is indicating that the WDR technology is on. If it was off, you will see a red line or X through it. The next one to the right is your G sensor icon. On the G sensor icon, you see the car is sideways and it has 3 lines. And each line is going higher than the next. The first line is highlighted yellow, indicating that it's set on low. If it was set on high, well then the third line to the right will be highlighted. If you set it on medium, then the middle one will be highlighted. To the right of that is your micro SD card. This is indicating that there is an SD card inserted. If one was not inserted, there'll be a red line or X on top of the icon. I don't have a GPS module installed, so that's why it's not highlighted and there's an X on there. To the right is your battery. When it's fully charged, you maybe have 1 minute or 1.5 minutes of recording. So don't think when it's full, you get a lot of time. You're not going to have that much time. To the bottom right of the screen is your Wi-Fi information, and we went over that. Your Wi-Fi name to log into and your password. So we got over the menus, we got over the settings, we went over how to take a photo, how to play back videos, how to delete them. If this video was helpful for you, please like this video because it really helps the channel grow. If you're interested in this product, I'll put links in the description down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and select all notifications for all upcoming videos because I have more videos of this dash cam coming soon. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.